So there are a few things that you're going to want to know before moving to South Jersey. In fact, today we're going to talk about the 6 steps that you could do to make your move to South Jersey easy. Let's do it. Hi, I'm Kat Quarterman, broker sales associate and team leader of the Quarterman Group, powered by Compass. If you are looking to move to South Jersey, you've come to the right channel. So you want to make sure that you click the subscribe button and the little bell so you're notified each time a new video is uploaded. This is where you'll get to learn what it's all about to eat, live, sleep, play in South Jersey. And today, the 6 easy steps to make your move easy. My team and I get so many calls and so many reach outs from people who are looking to relocate to South Jersey. We absolutely love what we do. So all you need to do is reach out, give us a call, tell us what you're looking for, what's important for your move with you and your family, and we'll be sure to suggest some towns for you, help make your move a whole lot easier. So no matter what, whether it's days, weekends, nights, shoot us a text, give us a call, send us an email, and we'll be sure to help you out. So 6 steps to make your move easy to South Jersey. This is all about planning beyond boxes, right? Because that's the first thing we do when we are moving. We make sure we get all of our boxes. We start the packing, we start the labeling. And what I'm telling you is that it starts way before and way beyond that. The first thing that you need to consider is, do you need movers? And I know sometimes the expense of hiring professional movers is just daunting, right? You're like, hey, I'm already spending all this money on this house. I'm already spending all this money moving to another state or across the country. I'm not going to hire professional movers to move me. You should really consider it. And sometimes it's not as expensive as you may think. And that's because they have different levels of service with the professional moving companies. It all depends. Do you want the white glove service where you do nothing? They come out, they pack everything room by room, they label everything, pack it up in the truck, and meet you at your new home? Or do you want it to be where you packed everything and now all they're doing is loading the truck? I've had many clients rent these trucks where they just come. It's sort of like a container. They drop it off, you load it, so they have friends and family that come over for that day, load up the truck, and then they come and pick it back up. And again, it's where you need it to be on the day that you move. So you need to decide whether you have a lot of things. I know a lot of times if you're relocating from another state and definitely from across the country, you might want to come with limited furniture because of the whole idea of it's going to cost, right, by the size of the truck and by the things that you need to take with you. So just consider that. Do you need everything? Are you downsizing, or are you upgrading where you're moving into a bigger home where you'll need to buy more furniture? Or do you need to sell some of the furniture before you get here? The other thing that I can mention is that when you use a professional moving company, it makes your life so much more easier. You're paying one fee, and believe it or not, moving boxes cost a lot of money today. So if you can pay just one cost for them to pack everything and it includes all of the packaging, you might want to consider it. The other suggestion and tip that I have for you is that if you decide not to use a professional moving service that's going to come and unload all your boxes, put them in the designated rooms, and even unpack them, you can consider hiring a professional organizer who will then either come over the day that you move in, put everything in its place, and maybe if you're considering packing and doing everything on your own, it might be cheaper if you hire a professional organizer for them to pack you up and label all of your boxes. So that way it kind of ensures that you take only the things that you will need. I know when I had a professional organizer come and help organize me just in my kitchen, I realized that I was storing a lot of things and I kept continuing to buy a lot of things that I had a lot of already. So it really was an eye-opener for me, and it might be for you too. The second step, which I think is the best thing in the world, is really consider hiring a professional house cleaning service. So that way on the day that you close, as soon as you get the keys, and sometimes you may be able to arrange it to happen like right when you're at closing, signing, and you signed the last paper. Now the seller received their funds. You can have somebody else at the house. Maybe the lockbox could be left there with the key, right, from your agent. And that person can enter the home and begin cleaning. So that way you don't have a lot of like downtime with everything. But if you have that luxury to not move in that same day and you can get the house cleaned that day and maybe move the following day, I think that's always great as well, because then you'll have time to come over and inspect and to make sure that the job was well done. But a professional house cleaning service, I think, is the best because you don't have to worry about it. And you're not asking friends and family to come and help you clean a whole house, in a matter of hours. And you could get it all done within hours versus taking your time and doing things over days. Maybe one room here, one room there. You get it all done at once. Another thing that I love about professional house cleaning services is they do everything from your baseboards to your windows, definitely inside of the refrigerator. And you can't always bank on the seller doing a professional cleaning for you, before you move in. A lot of times they just leave the home in broom swept condition. Sometimes you may get a nice seller who's very particular and they do hire a cleaning service. And sometimes that cleaning service, I've had some clients feel that they didn't do a good job. So I think it's better when you can hire your own to come in and do that full deep cleaning, so that way when you're coming into the home that everything is clean and your items are not being placed like on top of dust and then you're sweeping around as you're trying to clean and things are being placed back into the home. The other nice part about that whole thing is that if you can get the house cleaner and get, let's say, your vents cleaned as well, that's always nice. Sometimes it just really depends during the home inspection. If the vents are very clogged with dust, you can try to negotiate it at that time. It really just depends on the market and whether you're buying the house as is or if it's something that you're able to negotiate. But you'll know at that time during the home inspection if you need your ducts, your vents to be cleaned out. If anything, you definitely need your dryer vent cleaned. And you could do all of that so that way the dust, even though those companies clean up after themselves, you don't have to worry about that dust being tracked into the house. And then again, you moving all of your boxes and furniture in and having to sort of like go around it and miss any dust. You can also think about doing your chimney as well if you did not already have a chimney cert and cleaning done during your home inspection. But definitely before you start any fireplace, you want to make sure that you have your chimney cleaned as well if you did not already do it during a home inspection. The third tip that I have for you to make your life easier is that you can color code your labels or color code your boxes based on the room. So that way it's a lot easier if you're unloading or moving company is unloading, that they know exactly where every box needs to go. You can also order personalized labels that have kitchen, kids room, laundry room, bathroom. You can have those labels customized and you can also have them color coded as well. So that way when you put them on their boxes, it's easily recognizable on where it needs to go. It just makes unpacking and organizing a whole lot easier. The fourth suggestion and step, and I probably should have mentioned this way in the beginning, is you should declutter. Declutter your home. Lots of people declutter their home before they put it on the market. But let's say you were renting or living with family and now you're purchasing your home for your first time. you didn't have that chance to say, hey, I'm selling and I need to declutter. So just declutter on your own. So you make that pile of things that you're going to keep, things that you're going to donate, things that need to go in the trash. And you do that with everything. Don't get sucked into just throwing things in a box and saying that you'll organize it when you get to your new place. Chances are that box will remain unopened for years, probably until you go to sell that home. You'll remember that you have that box. So you want to make sure you look through everything. Make sure your hands touch every item that you want to take with you. So that way you know that it's something that you love enough that you want to take it with you to your new home. It also might make your professional moving costs a little bit cheaper if you are packing light. So with decluttering, you can either host a garage sale if you're in a community or neighborhood that does that a lot. You can also put it on like Facebook Marketplace or any of the different sales groups that are available online. The only thing with that is it's going to be a busy time with you moving, preparing, trying to pack. So to try to meet people, it might be a little challenging to do that, right? And sometimes you got to weigh in. Does it make sense if I'm selling this item for $10 that I'm going to lose a half a day going to meet someone so they can, do the exchange with you? It might be just easier just to kind of like donate it. If you're having a garage sale, I think that that's always worth it, that you're spending a couple of hours, but it's never worth it if you didn't do the proper advertising for it where no one's going to show up. And now you took the time out to take all of these things outside and then you got to bring them all back in. So if you're anything like me, where I don't have much success with selling things online, that I just choose to donate because it just makes my life easier and I don't have to worry about bringing anything inside that didn't sell. But I have seen some very successful garage sales and they were mostly advertised very well. The fifth step is you want to make sure that the utilities at your new home are in effect for the day of closing. Lots of times I see buyers wait until the day of closing and then they're trying to call up the different utility services to have the services turned on in their name. And you don't want to do that because depending on if you're new, sometimes it even depends on your credit score. You might need to give a deposit, which means there may be a delay. And you have to keep in mind that the seller had, I'm not going to say it's not like they disconnected it, but they turned it off or said, hey, I'm only going to be responsible for the bill up until the day of closing. Because that's all they're obligated to do here in New Jersey is to make sure that the utilities are on for the day of closing for when you do your walkthrough. So if you call in ahead of time, and I'm not saying you need a whole lot of time, but maybe 3 days at least, preferably a week before closing, you contact electric, gas. You can contact the oil company if you're going to be using oil, propane gas, your septic company. Just call and make sure you get everything lined up where you know who you're using. And lots of times if the home has things like oil and septic, they can let you know who they currently use, the provider that they use. Some sellers may even give you a list because, of course, you have a choice to use a different provider, and those things you may want to check into on what they would need, so that way you're not stuck in the middle of winter with no oil and no one to call and no account set up anywhere. You also want to make sure that the sewer and water utility companies are aware as well. Some of them will allow title to change the service over to you. Some of them need you to call up directly, maybe fill out some paperwork, maybe come in on the day of closing with a copy of the deed. So you just need to make sure that you find that out through your agent or by calling the services directly. There are some agents who use concierge services that will do all of those things for you, where you just have to, answer their call and tell them what it is that you want, and they get to work and do it all for you on the day of closing. The sixth step to make your move easier when you're coming to South Jersey is to make sure that you pack everything, but keep your essentials in a separate bag that you carry. I want to say on your persons, but it could be in your car if you drove your car. to move for the move, or maybe you packed it if you took a flight here in a separate luggage. But you want to make sure that you have your essentials, so that way you can easily find it versus going through boxes and trying to find it. So just keep yourself an extra set of clothes, definitely all of your toiletries, a towel, you'll need that to shower, an extra set of everything that you would need. All of your cleaning supplies. A lot of moving companies do not take cleaning supplies that are opened, so that's something that you may need to shop for when you get to South Jersey. Or if you are driving, here, then that could be something that you carry in a separate bag in your car. My bonus tip is to make your move easier to South Jersey. Just make sure you look into, if you have any pets, that you look into the local vet that's close by. You give them a call, introduce yourself, let them know you're moving to the area and the kind of pets that you have. So just in case if your pet gets a little homesick, during the move, that you already know where the vet is located, so that way you could take them in for a quick well visit. So those are my 6 easy steps, or 6 steps to make your move to South Jersey a whole lot easier. I'm telling you, moving to South Jersey, moving in general, can be a challenge. And I'm so glad that you found this channel, because this is where you're going to get all the information to help make your move a whole lot easier. So be sure to click the subscribe button and the little bell so you're notified each and every time a new video is uploaded. My team and I get so many calls from people who are looking for some help to make their move to South Jersey. We absolutely love it. So be sure to text us, call us, send us an email, and we'll be sure to help you as well.